Annoying. There we go. Hello, M-Lord. Sorry. Can you hear me now? Can you see me? Sorry about that. Sorry. Can you hear me now? There we go. Just double checking everything. That was annoying. Yeah, sorry about that. Having problems with Twitch, everything. Just alert at YouTube just to watch. Ah, okay. Yeah, there's something wrong with Twitch again, so I have to use restream. So I figured, you know, if this keeps continuing, I might as well just use restream and then stream to both Twitch and YouTube, because I'm getting really tired of Twitch, of it just not working properly. So yeah, what can I do? That's just how it's being annoying. Just making sure I finish the settings. Okay. But yeah, how are you? Hope all is well. So yeah, I'll do summons. I'm just waiting for some of the others to join the stream. I just finished having lunch, so alright, transition. So I should be good. Okay, there we go. I'm just trying to make sure everything is working. Okay, so I guess I could, like, I'm still waiting for some of the others. Okay, now I can send the notification on Discord. I didn't send it the notification yet because freaking annoying stats were bugging me. Okay, there we go. Okay, but yeah. How many Saint Quartz? Well, hey Titania. Let's see. I am currently thinking maybe around. That is a good question. That is a good question indeed. Because right now, maybe about 30 pulls total. So that's maybe like 10 tickets and then 30 Saint Quartz. Maybe. Or, sorry, 60 Saint Quartz. But yeah. I mean, I could do more. Like, I have 30 tickets, but, you know, I'm trying to save for New Year's. So, yeah, about 10 tickets and then 60 Saint Quartz for now, I guess. I mean, I could also try for OG Artoria, but that'll probably be later. How are you doing, Titania? How's your weekend so far? Hope it's good. Still deciding between saving for New Year, bust some savings for MHX. Hey, Kaisanova. So yeah, so today is MHX. Tomorrow will be Shiki. The day after is Ishtar, Musashi. But yeah, right now my goal is MHX. You're 0 quartz, wanted to pull for Ishtar, like, come on. Oh boy. Bulldoze all them free quests. Now that I think about it, I do have quite a bit as well. Let's see, if I have 8, 16... 4, so that's 50 if I finish all of those. And... 64. Well, some of them are interludes, so it's double, actually. But yeah, it's pretty much 64 Saint Quartz that I can get from doing free quests. And since some of them are interludes, you also get the for rank up quests and stuff. Hey Shini, good luck rolling. Thank you, thank you. Just waiting for some of the others to join the stream, and then we'll give it a go. But yeah, I'm still like debating how am I gonna do this. I have 32 tickets. I might use maybe 2 tickets on this one, and then the other remaining stuff for MHX, just to see if I can get it. Got her in 1 ticket. Nice. That's probably all your luck for the rest of the year, but you know, you never know. You never really know how luck works. It just is. But yeah, we're just gonna wait for some of the others to you know, hop in. Okay, let's do 2 tickets first while waiting. 2 tickets here. Let's see. Ticket number 1. Ah, Gems Magecraft. Ticket number 2. Nah. Ruined Church. That's not a good sign. Well, we'll wait for... Okay. I've got all the stuff from here, yes. What else? What else? Just checking everything, seeing if I've gotten all of the tickets. Yes. Hey, Okita. Welcome back. So yeah. Okay, let's just get this out of the way. Thanks, Shinny. I hope I can do well. Anastasia pulled her. Only took 8 months and several caster spooks. I would try maybe a ticket or two on Erish, but she's not on rate up, unfortunately. Am I trying to NPX her or just one copy? I'm trying to get one copy. I'm usually the type that just needs one, like goes for one copy. Rarely do I have the Saint Quartz to be able to go multiple NP copies. And even if I do, I usually don't because I'm trying to go for the, next banner as well, so I save what I can. Okay. Obi-Wan Kenobi from a certain perspective, MHX is just another version. Uh-huh. Interesting. Okay, let's see. Chat background, browse. Do I have a different background that I can use as a catalyst? I don't think I have an MHX, do I? Nope, no MHX. Oh well, let's just use Artoria face then. For now. For now. Alright, let's give it a try. Let's go for it. Let's see what we do, how we do. Oh boy. So, I guess I'll go the usual 5 tickets and then a multi, and then another 5 tickets and then a multi. And then depending on how we do, we'll see. Alright. Alright, let's go. Can we get it on the first ticket, chat? What do you think? Yay? Nay? Yes? Well, I would like to think we can get it on the first ticket. It would make it so easy. Answer is always yay. Yeah. Anyways. Oh wait, do I have the oh, I don't have the chat bot. Oh, okay. Alright, here we go. In 3, 2, 1. Ah. Elixir. Right. Oh well. Oh man. Can be cruel. Very, very cruel. Okay, number 2. Prime Volkers. Uh-huh. That is not a good sign. Okay, number 3. Servant. Rider. Ushiwakamaru. Right. Okay. Number 4. Here we go. Number 4. Servant. Rider again? Come on! At least give me hope with Assassin, like, with the hope of, like, double-sided. Man. Okay, number 5. Ticket number 5, and Thanksgiving 2020. Servant. 3rd in a row. Oh my god, that's... What the heck? That's like 3 riders in a row. What the fudge? What the heck is happening? What the heck is that? Alright, let's go with the multi. Let's go with the multi. Let's see how we do, I guess. 3 riders in a row, 3 different rider servants. Oof, yeah, I know, right? Time for NP2 MHX in the multi. We shall see. Okay, we're starting off with Hydra Dagger. Okay. Another CE. Marugoshi Shinji. Right. I'm not liking the pulls. Alright, we're Servant Saber. Souza. Finally a different servant class, but still. It's only a 3-star. Awaken Will, there's a 4-star CE. Servant. Archer. Tota. Ah! Come on! Come on, game! Come on, game! Caster. Avikebron. Right. Bygone Dream. Uh-huh. Angel Song. Well, at least it's not. Battle of Kamlan. Gentle Affection. Well, I can't really say it's a min pull, but that's a min pull. Dang it. Dang nabbit. Alright, so remaining 5 tickets. Let's see. Ticket number 7. Number 8. Ah, come on. Okay, number 9. Okay. That was a odd one. Right, sure. Okay, number 10. Potion of Youth. Not what I was looking for. Definitely not what I was looking for. Ooh, this is painful. Very painful indeed. Oh well. Here we go again. Alright. This is the final multi, guys. It's gonna be all on this. 30 Saint parts. 3, 2, 1, go. Starting with the servant. Okay. Turn gold. Ah. Darn it. Gentle affection. Okay. Servant. Lancer. Inshun. Okay. Assassin turn gold. Ah. Hey, Nightmare. How's it going? Battle of Kamlan. Servant. Ah, what? Oh, come on! Why? Why? There goes my luck, yeah. Turn gold, turn gold! Ah, come on! What the fudge? Come on! Turn gold! Nah, this is the main. This is my main. I'm having problems with the Nox, so I don't have any of the ults. Archer.
Servant とアーチャー、ケイロー、参上しました。我が知識が少しは役立てばいいのですが。ともあれ、 よろしくお願いします。
Ah, that's painful. Crap. Oh well. Yep, those are the rolls. That's it, unfortunately. I am not gonna spend more. I mean, I do want to, but... no luck there. So yeah, that was 30 summons. No luck. 10 tickets and 60 Saint Quartz. And yeah, I guess that's gonna be it. The next banner I plan on rolling will already be New Year's. So yeah, that's all of them. Hey, Kuromi, what's up? Oh well, I guess I'll go to the LB intro. One last ticket for you. Alright, good luck, Nightmare. Okay. Do alt. I don't have any of them ready at the moment because Nox has been annoying. Do alt, roll for me, one ticket, you. Nah, I'm good. I don't have any incentive to roll anymore. I really need to save for New Year's. Alright. Okay, let's do the intro. How long has it been since I left the colony of survivors? Managed to keep along for the first 30 days, but now it just feels like I've lost the ability to keep track of time. In my defense, it's hard to count the days when we don't have nights anymore. It all blurs together. I still have no idea how things got to this point, but what can I say for sure? Somehow the sun is shining on every corner of the world at once. With everything bleached white as far as the eye can see, you get numb to the time as well as distance. Food, water are starting to run out. Once they do, that'll be it for me. At least my old motorcycle is still purring like a kitten. Never expected this solar generator to work this well for this long. It proved that you can ride a motorcycle from Australia to North America as long as you... Wait, what? Australia to North America as long as you have a surface to ride on and a solid engine. Wow. Wait, what was that? Ah, Dante, thank you for the host. Thank you. All I drive over seems to be endless white wasteland. No, maybe wasteland isn't the right word. More like pavement without so much as a single crack or seam to be seen. It's nothing like a desert either, it's just nothing here. I don't even get the natural sort of austerity wastelands give off. It's not so much that it seems like life's died out as that it never existed to begin with. Case in point, I've only seen a single sign of death or decay this whole time. Not a single corpse, no plants, no animals, no insects, not so much as a microbe. This isn't a dead world, it's an empty one. There's nothing, not even bacteria, to make food spoil. Feels clean, too clean. Never mind that last bit. I must be more tired than I thought. I'm getting overly sensitive. How's my MHX rolls? Terrible! Very terrible. Who knows, maybe once I finish the story I'll be tempted to roll some more, but right now, it was bad. I got Kieran of all people. At least he was a new servant, I guess. Well, the more places that remain in part despite being reset. The colony I left behind was situated in one such remnant. If any satellites were still intact, we might have even been able to find and connect with other survivors. Not would it made us any less powerless to fix all this. After all, if that tree were to attack again, humanity would well be well and truly done. Survivor 0. Signs of people having been here. 1. A single message. No food, sadly, but any port in the storm. Besides, seeing artifacts of civilization like this again does wonders for my morale. But even if it is gutted ruins from a brutal invasion. David. I shrug my shoulders as I sit down on what used to be a sofa. I'm calm, but strangely, it still helped. I play back the only message data to be found. It's essentially the same as all the others out there. I'm scared. Run away. It hurts. Why? No, help me. Please forgive me. Why were these people attacked? Why were they erased? I did my best to recall that day calmly and objectively. The year when Earth fell to invaders from another world. Truth be told, we had time to prepare. Maybe it was only 12 hours, but still, it was still time we could have used. On that New Year's Eve, we lost every satellite around the world in an instant. In consequence, we were not able to observe a single cosmic ray, even as the world was reduced to a blank dust gray sphere. That was rough, yeah. But that's the gotcha for you. The tree branches that was placed over the entire world. But we aren't exactly in a position to sit down and take stock of what happened on that day. Not with all the crazy things going on. 12 hours later, Armageddon. Total slaughter. A massacre on an unimaginable scale. Uncountable. Tree things descended on the earth. Like so many tentacles from space, they crawled across the world, finding and exterminating all forms of life, with unerring accuracy and unnerving tenacity, killing almost every human on the planet over the course of 3 months. After that, the trees just disappeared, returning to the sky and leaving behind a blank, desolate world. Even now, thinking about it makes me tremble. Not at the revelation that aliens really did exist. Not even the realization that our world, our civilization had been erased and would never return. No, what scared me most was those trees' tenacity. The way they extended their branches to destroy a person's heart with a single stab. Huh. You expect your Ishtar Musashi rolls to be terrible? Oh boy, good luck. I don't think I'll be rolling on any other banner. I just really wanted MHX. I mean, I could roll more, but that will like eat into my plans, and I definitely won't have anything to summon with for New Year's. Upon their death, people instantly turn into dust, their agonizing screams still echoing around them. There were no exceptions. Even though these aliens possessed weapons of mass destruction large enough to blot out the sky, they chose not to use them. Instead, they went out of their way to erase billions upon billions of people, one at a time. They were like some kind of twisted artisan burning with perverse passion for their craft. Those of us who did survive, like myself, only managed to do so by being hidden in underground facilities at the time. Dizziness starts to overwhelm me. Maybe I've been under a bit more strain than I realized. I'll just rest up here for today. Tomorrow I'll set back off on a journey of wishful thinking. I may not have much food left, but assuming I've stayed on track, I should be at my destination soon. It's the last place any of our satellites caught on camera. The only place in this world that hasn't been wiped clean. An area in southern Nevada. That's right, my destination is the Air Force Base known as Area 51. Signed, David Bluebook. Interesting. Okay, intro 3-2. So that was the first part. Interesting. Okay, I guess this is the tail end of Lost Bell Part 2. Sorry, Lost Bell 2. Okay, it's nothing but clear skies as far as the eye could see just a moment ago. Now I've got an announcement of my own. I estimate the border has about an hour until it sinks. In the middle of the North Sea. Can we zero sail here? Prepare for long texts. Alright, okay. We can't, formulas won't be stable enough on water. We'd have to rewrite the software from scratch. We're getting a call. Who you gonna call? Open up the line, Mr. Munier. Hurry. Da Vinci is no use to us right now. CQ, this is Wandering Seas Dock. Do you read me? That vessel, that would be Chaldea's ship, right? Oh wait, not a ship. Tank. Rational, yes, very rational. A ship is unnecessary for a zero sail, but I say you have no sense for design. Might as well. Be a large coffin. Nothing charming there at all. Be honest, you would never have made it back without my paper moon, would you? Still a fine job making it all the way here. Everything is proceeding within my calculations. Coming from the Wandering Sea, but where? Where? Right in front of you. Hang on, let me clear the fog. It should be easier to see then. Proceed in your current course, though you may want to reduce your speed. Be sure to give me thanks. Alright, this will be the first time in over 2,000 years that this island has revealed itself on a day other than December 31. Welcome to the Primordial Magecraft Workshop, the Baldanders of the Wandering Sea. My name is Sion. Sion et Eltnum Socaris? Spiritron hacker who escaped to the Wandering Sea when I predicted that the world was about to end. I have been waiting for you. Being the Atlas Institute's last remaining member, the Wandering Sea higher-ups entrusted me with the project of writing this bleached Earth problem. Okay, I know that was just a minute ago, but... Hey, foe. We followed the directions that bizarre transmission gave us right to this lump of rock. Now, can you tell me what's this about, Da Vinci? I'm glad the border isn't bobbing around like a damn cork, but we have been sinking these last few minutes, or haven't we? I have the same question. Seems to me like the border sank underwater before it emerged on the surface. Got to these rocks, it felt like the currents kind of carried the border the rest of the way. Looks like it tried to steer us, but the currents were just much too strong. The border sank about 40 meters, but then popped up a good 30. I think we must have gotten into the wandering sea from underneath, since I don't exactly see a front door. Perhaps that is how they go about docking ships here. Or that how they keep ordinary ships away. Sounds right to me. I just wish they should give us a little heads up. Does this mean we're at the Wandering Seas docks? That would appear to be the logical conclusion. Issue at hand, however, is... Are we sure this is the Wandering Sea? How do we know it's safe outside? When fire up every sensor we've got. I want to know everything on the outside of the border. But I've already been doing that. I'm not picking up anything at all. Not a damn thing. Testing. Can you hear me over there? I'm afraid the Wandering Sea cannot be observed by any means created by or relying upon science. Not even partially. I would give up on trying to see what's going on outside that hunk of metal you've been riding around in. None of your sensors will see anything here. Besides, danger is a no-no here. There is no way there would be anything wrong with my calculations. Right now, this is the most peaceful, happiest, scariest island on the whole world. How can it be peaceful and scary? At any rate, come out, visitors. I did not open up my darling secret base today just so you could hole up in the big metal box of yours. Well, we should probably do so. I was gonna have to take one for the team and poke their head outside. I nominate Holmes. Agreed, you can always use your Baritsu if things get dicey. Unfortunately, I'm afraid I actually can't use Baritsu just yet. At this point, I dare say I couldn't outright. I dare say you could outfight me, Director. Holmes is gonna need more time to recover from the injury he sustained in Scandinavia. So then, as the only combat-ready servant here, I should be the one too. I think we'll be okay. Ash, come on, let's go. Let's say hi together. Right, I was just thinking the same thing. Okay. Well then, I'm coming too. I'm way too curious to stay on the border. Friend or foe, Wandering Sea is still a mystic among mystics. No way I would pass up a chance to check out the place that still has mystics from the Age of Gods. They even say the clock tower is an inhospitable hell when you get right down to it. You're quite right, Munier. One should never move past one situation to peer into secrets of magecraft or the organization that keeps them. The moment you do, you'll be shocked by how vastly they outpower you, and you may find yourself bedridden and half mad for a month. All risk, no reward. Curiosity isn't what killed the cat, it was fear. However, as we humans are not cats, it is possible to overcome those fears, much like I did. Hereby authorize the two of you to investigate whatever lies outside. Once you're certain that there are no danger, call for me right away. Oh, and try to stick close to the border, will you? It should be no more than a 5-second sprint from here at the most. Roger that. Sit here. Got your backs. I may not be much use in a fight, but I can make damn sure nothing gets by my defenses. Opening the hatch. It's a huge cave, or at least it looks like one. It's incredible. Wow, this place is amazing. Look. At what? This is like top secret base stuff. It's like a picture book come to life. Whoever designed this must have been such a dummy. Why dummy? Thanks for the kind words. You must be doing pretty well if the great Leonardo da Vinci, famous genius, notorious problem child, would speak like that about me. Wait, is that really da Vinci? Isn't she a little off, too girly? A little too high spec? Master, yeah. Is that girl really truly Leonardo da Vinci? It's a long story. I'm Da Vinci backup unit made by the one and only Leonardo da Vinci herself. What about you? You're the girl who contacted us. Oh, right. I was also surprised by Girl Vinci here that I forgot my manners. Girl Vinci. Okay. I guess that was in Japanese. That would have been Vinci-chan or something. Cut and take two. I am Sion Eltnum Socaris. Sion Eltnum Socaris, an alchemist here to mess with you guys on behalf of the Atlas Institute. I'm also made Trismegistus and the Paper Moon you were manhandling just a few minutes ago. So I'm here to collect damages you owe me for copyright infringement. Totals to about $790 million. What? Yeah, you guys are boned. Whatever human rights you think you had are gone. Do you know what this means? It means I own you lock, stock, and barrel, baby. Shouldn't there be music? Might sign this contract here for me? No. Without express permission, I also absolutely saw the end of humanity and such. Therefore, until repayment is said for mentioned unrepayable debt, I hereby offer up the following. Body, soul, and each and every one of my worldly possessions, past, present, and future, throughout the universe to Sion. Definitely not gonna sign that. Here, and here. Initial there, too. Say, mind being modded? Are you into mecha, bioengineering, both? Oh, what the heck, you can just throw them all in, don't worry, it won't hurt all. I don't believe you. Where's the music? There we go. Just kidding. You don't owe me anything. Only messing with you. Besides, using old Zimbabwean dollar values, so you could totally have paid it back anyway. Sorry, I might have gotten a little carried away here. You might have to forgive me. Never actually done this before. I know it sort of struck first, so to speak, when I contacted you earlier, so I was being all formal to try to put you at ease. But as you can see, I'm not really like that. Just your everyday, mild-mannered alchemist here. That makes sense. You spoke so fast I didn't realize it right away. But there's no way anyone from the Atlas Institute would be so quick to pull out a contract. An advanced technique designed to better break the ice during our first encounter. I get the feeling she's not one for lying. Alright, let me introduce myself again. My name is Sion. Welcome to the Wandering Sea, Chaldeans. Leonardo da Vinci, Mascuriolite, ZZ. And I did not see that animal mentioned in any of our data. I wonder if he's someone's familiar. I could sense a modition of intelligence from it, like an AI that just started learning. Oh well, no problem. I already have a pretty good idea of who you guys are. I have not seen what has become of the outside world myself, but I do know what happened to Chaldea on the first day of 2020. Does that mean you have no immunity to the atmosphere? Oh no, I'm completely healthy. You have to be in good shape to use memory partition at a halfway decent level after all. I just meant that I didn't have a need to go outside. Sorry for the misunderstanding. So who's in charge right now? From what information I have, it should be Da Vinci here. But given she has the whole kid thing going on, I assume that's no longer the case. Must have gap in information somewhere. Better get that sorted. I'm impressed you picked up on that. You look like a girl. It would seem that you are. In fact, you're something of a girl. What? You look like a girl. It would seem that you are. In fact, something of a girl. Indeed, the master / amateur mage, the demi-servant girl, the capable technical advisor are merely my subordinates. Why, surely need not ask. Chaldea's new director, the man who will one day resurrect the golden age of the prestigious music estate. Gordolf Music. Yeah. I see you're surprised that I'm still alive. I know the crest and that uniform, it would seem you are truly a mage of the Atlas Institute. That means it should have been absolutely trivial for you to predict the terrible tragedy that befell my Chaldea, and with your fancy parallel thought acceleration. I'm keenly aware of how I felt for Koinskaya's devious scheme, and so inadvertently allowed the Cryptors to carry out their plan. No doubt I was the first one to be killed off in Atlas's prognostications. Okay, prognosis, right. Okay. The quickest way to ensure the plan's success is to take out your opposition's genius commander, after all. But as you can see, I have survived. For no matter how poor the road conditions, how dire the weather, how far behind I may be, I'll never retire before the race is over. Ah, you're Gordolf, right? I'm not surprised you're still alive given your specs. No, you're not? Your odds were not great, but they were also not zero. I figured you would make it out of there as long as you had a solid help and backup. No, it was the servant behind you that surprised me. Would you mind telling me your name? Ah, yes, I do beg your pardon. I was preoccupied with keeping our new director safe, since he insisted on venturing out to see what was going on for himself. I am Sherlock Holmes, ruler. As you are the successor to the great Atlas Institute, I trust that is all the introduction you need. Wait, you already know who I am? Even for a famed detective, it seems just a little suspicious that you already know that much about me. Elementary, my dear Miss Sion, your middle name, Eltnam, tells me all that I need to know. From there, all I need to do is contrast your behavior with our current situation, and the answer is all but presents itself. Okay. BS, you're quoting from her file. You touched Trihermes when you snuck into Atlas. Now, don't go giving the game away. Now I see. This must have been during the Sixth Singularity. I read about that in the report to the Mages Association, so you managed to touch the Trihermes directly without losing your mind, huh? No wonder you're the pinnacle of intelligence among servants. You and I are going to get along just fine. Come on, Sion. How much time are you going to waste talking? You want me to give this ship a tune-up, right? Hurry up and get the crew off it already. What, do I have something on my face? Kind of rude, aren't you? Alright, sorry about that. Nice to meet you. Does this mean the one who sees is also capable of summoning servants? Yeah, I snuck a peek at Chaldea's system, came up with my own take on it, somehow managed to summon a single servant. I needed someone who could watch my back and also make sure that I would not break it. I mean, I could draw up blueprints all day on my own, but what good is that if nobody actually builds any of it, right? Still a mage who managed to summon a heroic spirit somewhere besides Chaldea. May you smash Kirilite. May I ask who you are? You don't have to tell me your true name. I'm no one. I don't have a name. You have to call me something, just call me Nameless. Nah, that title's already given to someone else. Painful to look at. It's worse than watching coral reefs die. Fix it now before I go insane. Oops, looks like someone's got up on the wrong side of the bed today, huh, Captain? Well, I guess I'm unable to blame you since you're even shyer than me. Captain? Is that some sort of joke? Are you mocking me? Well, what else can we call you? Would you prefer Prince? Fine, I guess Captain works. Since we have more guests now, at least it's better than Prince. It would seem you added something to that servant spirit origin, am I correct, Miss Shion? Yeah, a phantom spirit. One cannot summon a decent heroic spirit without Mash's shield, you understand. Since I was missing powerful holy relics like that, I had to make do with whatever I could scrounge together to make his spirit origin. But do not ask me to reveal his true name. That is something a servant should choose to do. Since Captain trusts you guys, I'm certain his identity will become clear. Fool? Right now, it's just me and the Captain here. I promise there's nobody else around, so feel free to bring the rest of the Shadows Borders crew along. I have prepared a room for the staff where they can relax, rest up, but I'm afraid I will have to ask you all to join me for a little longer. Sorry. I can imagine how you must be and how exhausted you must be and would love to sleep in a proper bed, but that must wait. This is just the entrance. See? Come on, I will take you to the command room. Alright. That looks familiar. It's Chaldea's command room. Yeah, I see how you could make that mistake. But a mistake it would be. Chaldea's command room was actually modeled after this place. This is the masterpiece I have been assembling day and night for the last 3 months, ever since I first came to the Wandering Sea. I call it Spiritron Calculation Engine Trismegistus 2. A perfect reproduction of the Trismegistus I lent to Chaldea, and the new brains of your operation. Brought the necessary materials along with you when you came here. Between the Paper Moon and this groundwork you've been laying, obviously no ordinary mage. Looks like to me you even know more about Chaldea than we do. Yeah, a lot of what I know comes from before Chaldea really even got off the ground. As you know, Pseudo Spiritron Calculation Engine Tri-Hermes is the heart of the Atlas Institute. My father, the head of the Atlas at the time, was supposed to create Tri-Hermes' sister unit Trismegistus before its development was handed off to me. I proposed using Paper Moon based zero method for sending people into the past, well, into singularities anyway. But Chaldea's first director Marisbury, had a different idea for a more reliable method. His proposal was a process he called ray shifting that involved transmitting physical bodies as spiritrons. It was a more proactive approach given that it was closer to the Atlas Institute's prognostication. Not exactly the most cautious proposal, all told, but the fact that a mage like him was willing to reveal his most secret arts like that spoke volumes. I mean, if word had gotten out, the enemy sphere family, one of the 12 clock tower lords, was sharing technology with Atlas, it would have meant war with the other lords, leading ultimately to the end of the Animuspheres. Director Marisbury understood the seriousness of the risks and chose to act anyway. So the Atlas Institute decided to accept Chaldea's request out of respect for the risks he took. Of course, none of the other lords ever did figure out what Marisbury was up to, so it ended up not really being a thing. Anyway, you all know what happened next. We provided Chaldea with the Trismegistus, which enabled Chaldea to complete the Chaldeus, and the Chaldea Security Organization went on to do what it was intended to do. I'm certain you all know more about Chaldea's actual exploits than I do. We were just the ones who gave you the tools to get things rolling. Indeed, we do know about Chaldea's connection to the Atlas Institute. We do not know, however, about you. How did you survive the reset of the world, and why were you waiting for us here in the Wandering Sea? Took the words right out of my mouth. You hear the words that are coming out of my mouth? Okay. You have a thing for asking questions you already know the answers to, huh, Sherlock? Are you obliged to? Will you die otherwise? I suppose since you're being meticulous and all, I can go ahead and tell you what you already know. Answer the first. I escaped the reset because I was in the Wandering Sea. The Wandering Sea is like its own little singularity. It's always drifting between the world's textures. Okay, that kept it safe even while the world was being wiped clean. Question: Would the Wandering Sea even be fine during the singularities then? Anyways, answer the second. I came to the Wandering Sea because I predicted this future. Hermes collects, organizes, makes records of a ton of data about Earth, just like Chaldeus. It's just like a huge sea of information, all there for the taking. For alchemists like us, it might as well be our own primordial soup. I was just taking a little dip in that sea, without my father knowing, of course, when I ended up arriving at that prediction. In short, I was not sure, but I knew the world would cease to exist in 2020. It was the biggest dilemma of my life, to say the least. I knew I had to do something, so I told my father about my prediction. But that theater reject excuse for... Okay. I mean, great head of Atlas told me was... I see humanity ending every day. Don't waste my time with trivialities like this. Besides, you discovered this problem, my darling Shion. Don't you think you should be the one to solve it? And that was when it really hit me just how understaffed the Atlas Institute really was. Every person there had their hands full stopping some version of the end of the world that they had seen. Wow. While I'm at it, I have a little bonus. Answer the third. The moment I made my decision, I know, I will go to the Wandering Sea. So I took the parts I was using to make Trismegistus 2 and used them to build a Hermes instead, then knocked on the Wandering Sea's front door. By doing so, I secured a safe haven for both myself and future collaborators. Two birds, one stone. I was certain that no matter how things unfolded, Chaldea was going to get knocked out of commission, and it would be too important for our unknown invader. There are pretty much two ways the world can end: gradually and suddenly. Usually things would go gradually, progressing in stages until the lights go out, so to speak. There are leaders all around the world doing their best to identify those scenarios and keep them at bay. Meanwhile, the sudden types are more like traffic accidents, where everything happens at once. Nothing much one can do, no matter how smart. For that sort of thing, race shifting was all we had to fight back. And that's what's happening right now. With the world bleached white thanks to the invaders from outer space is no exception. Thus, anyone meticulous enough to put together a plan like this would never overlook Chaldea, seeing as you were the only ones capable of race shifting. Certainly would not. If I were trying to destroy Earth, Chaldea would be right at the top of my hit list. In fact, taking it out would be my opening move. Sorry, I should have kept that to myself. So even though I had a base to fight back from, there was still nothing I could do on my own. I mean, I did not know who was attacking, nor how they would do it. So really, the only thing I could do was put my trust in you guys. If these invader things saw you as a big threat, I'm sure you could prove there was a reason for that. And then you would survive, and you would not give up, no matter how bad things got. So knowing that you would fight back, my task got a lot simpler. I would make you a new base, I would create a second Chaldea for you, and keep it ready and waiting. That was really the only answer I could come up with at the time. And now, even though you had no idea about any of this, you made it here. And that's all I have. Thanks for listening. So you really have been waiting for us. Oh, stop. You're gonna make me blush. But thanks, Xion. This is probably where the last version of me would say, you should have actually gotten in contact with us ahead of time, but... Are you crazy? I'm far too shy for that. Besides, if you tell people their future, you end up changing that future and having to come up with a whole new plan from scratch. That would have taken time to recalculate and most certainly did not have any to spare. So I decided this was the best course of action. Well, if it works out, I guess. But that still doesn't explain some things. This is probably the second longest part. Hey, I'm enjoying it, to be honest. Like, why are there no other mages? Yeah, I was wondering that. About that. They avoided the biggest reset just like you did, right? So why is it just you and the captain now? Oh, they did not think... Oh, they didn't think this blank earth thing was their problem, just as my father did not. No, if anything, they were even worse. They honestly did not care if post-80 humanity lived or died. Uh-huh. Right, when this whole bleach thing started and the cryptors were giving their victory speech, they said... Wait. You're the ones who should do something about this cataclysm. We no longer care what happens to human civilization. Okay. We do understand the attacker's ideals, but regardless, we do not share them. Then they just up and left? Huh. You may invite the mages of Chaldea here if you wish. Feel free to use the Wandering Sea, but only in specified areas. So they all just left? I find that, like, strange. But take care not to enter our workshop. We can't promise you'll survive the experience. Anyway, this place used to be the Wandering Sea's entrance, so it connects to the workshop devoted to bringing back several different ages of gods. Oh, so this is just the entrance, so it's not the actual workshop area. Okay. Not that it does much good now, though, since the giant stone gate blocking it. Oh, okay. I see. So the Wandering Sea's most prominent figures saw no value in post-80 humanity. No matter how the Wandering Sea's magecraft is magecraft from the Age of Gods, they're so telling how powerful it is. We must find some way to open that stone gate and get them to help us. Oh, okay, so they're all in the workshop. Okay. You shouldn't even be looking at that gate, let alone touching it. That hotshot in Mega's word would just be like, no problem, good luck, have fun. This be happening. A single gate feels as though it could shatter several lords at once. More terrified than ever than I've seen him. So maybe best we leave the gate alone. The last thing we need right now is making more enemies. First order of business is to get to the shadow border. And get the shadow border repaired. As long as we have a working ship, we can leave the wandering sea behind whenever we want. I appreciate the offer, Shion, but I'll handle the border's repairs myself. We don't want to impose on Da Vinci. I'm sorry, I tried to hide the border just like you told me to, but he still managed to find me. So much for our last bit of insurance. How did you screw up this time, Manier? How could they have found that room when I'm the only one who knew it even existed? Well, a bunch of them got in the border and they were really cute, so before I knew it, I was going over to say hello. Manier! Why? I couldn't have been fiddling around with the border and messing up, so I decided to give them a piece of my mind. I don't believe you. Fixing ships is his thing. Anyway, why not hold off on those repairs until later, Da Vinci? After all, there's something else we need to go. Or we need to do. Something else we need to do. Something else? What, like a welcome party? That's right. You need a new base, new rooms. And what we're gonna make right now, your new Chaldea base. You know, they really need to implement a base system to the game, you know? They should have done that ever since the first Chaldea. But, well, what can you do? This quest has no battles, yes. Intro 3-3. What base system? Like, you know, like they always talk about like how servants have their own rooms, they can walk around, do stuff. So why not have a representation of that in game? I mean, if you look at Azure Lane, you have the dorm thing. It doesn't have to be that cute, but it can be like something, you know, interesting. And then for like the part where we're in the Lost Belt 1 and 2, it could just be the border temporarily. You know, at least something different. And then when we reach Lost Belt 3 until Lost Belt 4, we have the base. You know, just, I don't know, that's just me wanting more things in the game. I'm afraid so. Skadi has been defeated and her Tree of Emptiness is gone, taking the Scandinavian Lost Belt with it. Oh, the place we can decorate? Well, I don't think we can decorate it would be... FGO based like VN, so... I mean, if we are gonna base it on anything that's fake, you know how... if you've... I don't know if you've seen Hollow Ataraxia. We did have like Fuyuki Town. And like, you know, when you're in the Emiya residence, you had rooms for the residents. It could have been something like that. I mean, even if it's just very simple. While I'm sure we'd have very little, you know, cosmetic to it. I mean, it would still be something. I mean, we do have My Room, and then they give us like a Christmas, like a theme for like Christmas or a theme for summer. So now, why not just make the My Room into a, you know, a more elaborate thing? But yeah. Tragically, Ophelia didn't make it either. Spare us the performance, Koyanskaya. Makes me detest you even more than Chaldea. Oh my, you saw right through me? How embarrassing. And here I was going above and beyond my pay to pay my respects to the fallen comrade by turning on the waterworks to go with the lip service. After all, Ophelia was one of my most important clients. That jeweled rank mystic eyes of hers was a real beauty. Completely wasted on her, though. A textbook example of how one can have too much of a good thing. If she'd only agreed to let me have the eye before it got ruined, I would have done everything in my power to keep her, to help her stay alive. I see. Well, I suppose it wasn't a total loss. Just the thought alone, of you in possession of that eye is enough to turn my stomach. I'm surprised to see you grieving over Ophelia's death, given what a misanthrope you are. Is this one of those I don't know what you've got till it's gone things? Or were you always secretly fond of her? Not that it's any comfort to her either way. See, the thing about friendship between girls is they're all about supporting each other as long as there's also something in it for them. It doesn't matter how much she might have disliked me, at least I was at least there for her once in a while. I actually tried to help her with her problems, but all you did was sit back and watch. So where do you get off suddenly acting like she was so precious to you? You didn't do anything, so don't get a say in anything. Isn't that common sense in human society? Maybe you wouldn't have forgotten that if you hadn't shut yourself away all this time. How dare you talk to me like that, you dirty little fox. Alright, enough girls, save it for after we've all been wiped out, okay? Pepperoncino? Come on, Akuna honey, you worked hard to keep your face emotionless as possible. Don't let all that effort go to waste. Hey, Arvieto! How many viewers are on Twitch? 15. What's up, man? How you doing? I guess it just goes to show how much Ophelia's death really hurt the two of you. Ooh, wonderful. I love seeing the men trying to act all cool and stoic, pretending like it doesn't bother them. Nice. Look at us sharing our thoughts and feelings about the dearly departed. It's almost like a real funeral. Hey, Zui. What's up? I only came here to report on my lost belt. I've done that, so I'll be leaving now. Pepe, Kristaria, just to be clear, I want nothing at all to do with that fox woman. She's not good for anything but toppling nations. Don't you dare send her to my lost belt, not even by accident. How you doing, Zui? Pepperoncino. Damn, sure they did just up and leave. Whatever happened to teamwork, huh? You sure about this, Wadime? Koyanskaya is not the only reason Akta was pissed. She's furious at the loss of Russia and Scandinavia. If Koyanskaya hadn't given her an easier target, she'd probably have taken out her rage on me. I can almost hear her berating me for being useless, and she'd have every right to. Well, Inakue wasn't wrong. No. You know, now you mention it, I think somebody ought to. Why not me? I mean, sure, it's great you made it back here alive after Russia got taken out and all, you're one of us. But here's the question, why are you still alive? It was your Severin who wrecked Chaldea, right? They ought to hate you more than any of us. And here you are without a scratch. How the hell does that work? Are they seriously that freaking stupid? Or maybe you were thinking about changing sides. David. It's kind of a relief to see you're still a complete asshole, Beryl. You want to play Genshin, but you can't for today? What's up? If I'd really gone over to Chaldea, I'd still be stuck in the border trying to choke down that nasty prison slop they serve about now. Have I rolled? I had no luck, man. Unfortunately. Trust me, they don't have enough resources to keep anyone non-essential around. I did 30 pulls. I'm still gonna debate with myself if I'll try again later this evening, but nah, I'm like I had no luck. But it's like it's MHX. There's another banner of her later this later in the year, next year. But I'm like, there's gonna be a lot of servants to roll for during that time, so I don't know. Escaped death thanks to sheer dumb luck. At least for now. I see a loser, huh? Beryl, I'm just busting your balls, Kadok. All I really care about is that you're still alive. Just roll for her now. Really want? Yeah, I kind of do. But maybe tonight. Or I don't know. We'll see. If more people join the stream, I'll consider it, and then we'll probably roll. Hey, Dai. Hey, late gamer. Maybe after the story, we'll do a few more rolls and see. They're certainly not getting by on actual skill. I really can't get my head around their idiot master still being alive. Late gamer, thank you for the follow. Thank you. How the hell does a third-rate amateur like that keep walking away unscathed? Guy told me I can't beat floor 12 unless I level up Klee. I'm gonna prove him wrong by using Amber. Good luck. Or just, is he got either incredibly lucky or just getting carried? I've heard of flattery getting you everywhere, but this is nuts. Well, don't forget his defenses are perfect. Mash is his servant after all. Only makes sense that a shielder would ensure her master is protected. Well. So Mash is keeping him safe, huh? Now I'm even more jealous. Imagine getting to play the hero while hiding behind a piece of ass like that. Oh, Beryl. Hey, Scotty. If we take Koyanskaya's report at face value, then they have no choice but to agree. David, what do you think of the Master of Chaldea? Good question. It's hard to believe he made it this far. As a rule, people going off to war must bring a proven weapon. This isn't something to do to protect themselves or even to accomplish their mission. They simply do it because they are incapable of moving forward without the assurance that they are able to fight. And yet the Master of Chaldea continues to fight while fully aware he has no weapon to call his own. Hey Arash, how's it going? He has either no sense of danger whatsoever or nothing. There's no other possible explanation. He's a total joke of a mage. Hell, he doesn't even really deserve to be called a mage. The only thing he can do really is rely on Chaldea's mystic codes to convert his life energy into mystical energy. magical energy for his servants. And since there's no way to do that over a distance, he has to be close as possible to his servants and to even manage that much. He has no way of defending himself. He's too stupid to command his servants from a safe zone like we can. So he's only got one choice, and that's standing in the front lines like a goddamn moron. And trust me, he's trying like hell to keep from pissing himself the whole time. Well, sometimes being in the front line is all that it takes. Koyanskaya, let me make sure I have everything straight. You say that Chaldea didn't defeat Ophelia, but rather that she sacrificed herself of her own accord. You also say that in order to stop Surtur, the fiery king of giants, the one hiding in the Scandinavian Lost Belt, before you could trigger Ragnarok, she used her serious light and acted not as a cryptor, but simply as Ophelia. Exactly, Lord Kirstaria. She abandoned her responsibilities as a cryptor. Damn, seriously? What a twist. Guess that means your ass got dumped, Modime. Man, she was so into you, too. This is why I can't stand chicks. Just can't trust them. I confess I am disappointed. Yeah, an overestimation of her abilities. Scandinavia was a peaceful lost belt after all, that she could not control even such a place. Oh, that reminds me, Kristaria. I actually have a little question of my own. You knew about Surtur all along, right? Yet you still entrusted Scandinavia to Ophelia. In fact, weren't you the one who told her to keep Surtur around? So, something doesn't quite add up. Surtur was the natural enemy of the Scandinavian Lost Belt, you know. Does that mean you left him there specifically so he could destroy it? Is that what the foreign god asked you to do? Yes, I did advise Ophelia to keep Surtur around. Given Skadi's nature, I thought it would be possible that she may sympathize with Chaldea. I suggested to keep Surtur around as a sort of insurance against that eventuality. Sadly, it seems that even that was too much of a burden for her. Though it would have turned out better. Wouldn't be able to handle it either. Oh, you always knew what a weakling she was, even as you kept telling her how much you trusted her. You're a devious one, aren't you, Lord Tristaria? In that case, I'm happy to forget the whole thing ever happened. I'll make sure not to mention this to the foreign god. Or the other alter egos, of course. Alter egos, huh? I appreciate your faith in me, Koninskaya, though I always find it worrying whenever you add in bonuses like that. Koninskaya, you said you lost track of Chaldea around the North Sea? I suppose they could have escaped with a zero sail, but given their lack of resources, I can't imagine they would be willing to do so for long. In which case, they must have reached the Wandering Sea. How troublesome. That was the only one place the foreign god couldn't touch, or the place the foreign god felt no need to bother with at any rate. And since the mages of the Wandering Sea have no interest in the future of modern mankind, we assumed they wouldn't interfere with our plans. But perhaps our decision to ignore them was a mistake. Not even the foreign god could do anything about them? Evidently not, since they clearly avoided being erased. The Wandering Sea is an island unto itself, both part and separate from the rest of the world. You can't take an eraser to something that already doesn't exist. Anyway, it puts us in a pretty pickle. I have no idea how we'd find them now. How about you, Koyanskaya? You can travel between lost belts at will. Can you track them down? I'm afraid not. I may possess independent manifestation, but I can't sneak into the Wandering Sea without knowing exactly where it is. That makes sense. Then I guess we'll just have to forget about Chaldea for now and focus on our lost belts, and... not happening. Between Karak and Ophelia, they've already taken out 2 of us. We can't ignore this Chaldean remnant any longer. We need to crush them quickly. Right, Modime? There's no reason to keep eyesores like them alive any longer than we have to, is there? Tired, bored, you're gonna go take some rest until you go out later? Alright, Zui, see ya! Have fun. Alright, yep. Have a good rest, man. Come. Crystar didn't... Come on, don't tell me you're siding with Pepe on this. You're going to let them get away with this? Then again, I guess you're already pretty much set, aren't you? No one could ever hope to cross that sea of yours after all. All you've got to worry about is in which bottle of champagne you're gonna open after you win by default. But for us mere commoners, this is a matter of life and death. Isn't that right, David? How am I supposed to enjoy my manhunts when I know Chaldea could stab me in the back at any time? Come on, Koyanskaya. This is your jurisdiction here. I mean, there's 3 of you alter egos, so can't you figure out a way to take care of them as part of your job? Oh, great disciples of the foreign god. Let me think. Rasputin's team is out fighting a group of proper human history servants in the Grecian seas right now. Wait, proper human history servants in this... Okay. And I don't know what is that creepy Omnioji... But he refuses to budge from there, so... I guess I have to handle this one myself. Even though it's not in my contract. So you want me to rid of those pesky Chaldeans for you? No, alright. Just like that, huh? Can you really pull it off? I mean, I thought you just said you couldn't sneak into the Wandering Sea. Oh, don't worry about that. We pros have our ways. That said, eliminating all of them is going to be one expensive job. I doubt you could afford it. So I trust you won't mind if I take out the more cost-effective measure. Oh, what would you have in mind? More important thing is to neutralize the threat Chaldea possesses. Won't be a problem. They only have 1 master to spare after all. So just sit tight while I go assassinate him before anyone even notices I'm there. Looks like Koyanskaya is warped away again. You really think she went to the Wandering Sea? Considering that neither the foreign god nor the disciples have been able to locate it, I have difficulty imagining even Koyanskaya would be able to infiltrate it anytime soon. Though knowing her as I do, I expect she must have some sort of plan to reach her destination. Anyway, I know she'll make good on her word. I also like her pick of going the assassination route. Guess I'd better make sure I stay on her good side from now on. By the way, I know I'll have a ticket out of my lost belt if everything goes to shit. Why so pessimistic, Beryl? Is your lost belt really that horrid? Let's just say it's all going to plan. Right, Udime? He's not saying anything. Oops, I've said too much. Time to go. Later, Kadok. You enjoy that Greek knife life, since you've got nothing to do but live it up. Oh, and save me a few drinks if I screw up too. We can have a toast. We can have a losers' night out on the town. Right. As if he wasn't treating me like a traitor just a few minutes ago. The worst part is he meant it. Whatever, this meeting's done, so I'm heading out too. Besides, the only thing I got is this. I only just got to this Greek lost belt. He said it'd be different police here, right? I'm gonna check them out while I heal up. I'm glad to see Kadok is doing well. He's still angsty as ever, of course, but he's so much more brazen now than he used to be. It's wonderful. I think I'll be going now to Kistaria, David. This may not be the best my place to ask, but aren't you two all sad about Ophelia's death? Good question. I can't say I've spent much time giving Ophelia any real thought from the beginning. But for what it's worth, I do feel her loss. I see. Looks like I'll be the only one bringing flowers to her figurative grave then. That's okay. Flowers are the one thing my lost belt has plenty of. It might not line up with her beliefs, but I can still hold my own little funeral for her. I'll be sure to add some flowers for you too, Kristaria, since I've not seen you as much smile since you sat in that chair. Your indeflatable positivity never ceases to impress me, Pepe. I'm lucky to have you around, but you needn't concern yourself with me. Losing the Scandinavian lost belt is no more than a minor setback. That we no longer have Suitor as a failsafe if things take a turn for the worst was a strategic loss, however. Still, if there's anything I regret. Ophelia, we only knew each other for a few years, but I knew you were a kind and gentle woman at heart. Did you see me as some sort of great figure? I will strive to live up to that. I will end proper human history in order to write a new one and build a new truth in its wake. You may try to resist members of Chaldea, but in the end, it is we cryptors who will prevail. Okay. How many parts is in this intro? Hey, Kaisanova. How are the summons? Terrible. I mean, sure, I got... what's his name? I got Kieran, but I'm like, no! Wait, what? What's with this guy? As you can see, I did my best to recreate Chaldea right here in the Wandering Sea. I call it the Wandering Sea Chaldea Base. Go on, everyone. I believe a round of applause is in order. Wait, 2 weeks after docking at the Wandering Sea, Sion and the captain built all this in just 2 weeks. Indeed, this is quite the contribution to our cause, but then I suppose this is what the Atlas's Institute's brightest can do. Hey, you there. You didn't forget about my director's office, did you? The one I ordered with a private bathroom? Wait, you're the director? Yes, that's right. I'm the captain of this ship, so to speak. I asked for 3 things. A gorgeous director's office with stylish operations room and a German-style kitchen. This command room should suffice for operations, and I already verified that the kitchen is off the snuff, but I haven't seen my director's office anywhere. Sort of initiative goes a long way with me. Well, crap, I use an empty warehouse for that. Tell me, Captain, how would you feel if that were your quarters? Anything's worth doing right. Sure, I'm heading out for another job. I have to make sure everything's perfect. I guess our first service summoning with Kalia's Spirit Origin Graph will have to wait then. Guard all staff members, of course, the 2 servants, Da Vinci and Sir Holmes. That's one of the Nemo. Yeah, I know that's like one of the Nemo crew, but like, why is she there in all the pictures? Let me first congratulate you on a job well done with all you have accomplished these past 2 weeks. Not most accommodating place, but that all changes today. From now on, each will have private rooms. No more sharing one big communal space. We also have a cafeteria now, which should be serving proper food starting tomorrow. I've been living on supplements and artificial blood for a long time now, so building a cafeteria was a novel experience for me. Now then, I think it's time for the first Chaldea Atlas Joint Strategy meeting. No, but first, do you know what the Atlas Institute is? Or would you like a refresher? I'll take that refresher, please. The info reel I worked up for you. Okay. What's the Atlas Institute, you ask? An excellent question. It's an institute of alchemists built in the Atlas Mountains of Egypt. It's also known as the Titan's Pit. It's one of the 3 branches of the Mages Association dealing with accumulation and measurement. Their alchemy is not like the alchemy you may know of. They are progenitors of magecraft focused on investigating the principles of the world. While they are certainly mages, I understand that their magic circuits are rather paltry. Consequently, they do not rely on magic energy to learn the mysteries of the world. Instead, using a great number of tools. In a way, these tools evolved similarly to scientific progress. They treated pseudo-spiritron souls as energy that could be observed and manipulated. This led to homunculi, life forms that possessed magic circuits. We have no need to become the strongest, we simply have to create the strongest tool. That was their motto. True to their words, they created many weapons. In the world of magecraft, they are called the 7 taboos. The Atlas Institute created 7 weapons capable of destroying the world. Wow. Realizing that they had reached their limits, they sealed them away. There are still many theories about why they decided to build such weapons in the first place. The director of the Atlas Institute was given the title Atlasia? I saw a wall plate on the way here. It said Zepia Eltnam Atlasia. He was likely the last director. There seems to have been a successor designated, but the name wasn't recorded. The directors of this institute will always go mad, and as a result, they are forbidden weapons that would they created forbidden weapons that would destroy the world. It's also possible that they could try to prevent the destruction of the world, fail in the process, and then go mad as a result. Regardless, this place is a storehouse of mystic codes unparalleled anywhere else on Earth. Although in reality, it's more like a disposal site. Alchemists of this institute would constantly invent things. These were treated as failed creations, and a mountain of terrible weapons accumulated. We're headed to the center of that. What do you think? Do you understand my summary of the Atlas Institute? May I say something before we begin deliberations, Miss Xion? Apart from the fact that you are a survivor of the Atlas Institute, we know very little about you. For example, what is your motive here? Why are you helping us? Why? I'm not sure I know how to answer that. I mean, when you're faced with a problem, you work to solve it, right? As far as this particular problem goes, you people of Chaldea are essentially the solution. I thought this is why we decided to become friends. Wait, does this mean I was the only one who thought that? Of course we're friends. We are great. Then let's get down to business. Apologies, I let my cautious nature get the better of me. I should have remembered that the Atlas alchemists are not motivated by personal gain. Their sole desire has always been solving problems. I do beg your pardon, Miss Xion. Please rest assured I am delighted to have gained such a capable ally. Right then, shall we get down to business? I went ahead and skimmed through your logs from the day Chaldea was attacked until you ended up here. Okay. Hey, Kekulam. How's it going? Chaldea was attacked and frozen solid. The same day, 7 pillars of light are seen stroking down from space. Cass's victory speech. Kristaria used to be a master from Team A, the linchpin of Chaldea's ray shift experiment. But now he refers to the new group he belongs to as the Cryptors. Given that Team A was found to be the missing during the operation to unfreeze them before Chaldea was attacked, we can assume that the Cryptors Kristaria refers to as the other Team A members. As for all of you, you undertook the Zero Sail in the Shadow Border in order to escape the Obrigny. Although you only spent a week inside Void Space, 3 months had passed when you emerged into Standard Space. To do so, the Border had to rely on your sole connection to Standard Space at the time. Yeah. This led you to the Russian Lost Belt, a frigid alternate history inhabited by the Yaga. You attempted to gather more information about your situation, ended up facing off with Ivan the Terrible, king of the Russian Lost Belt. You managed to When you managed to cut down Orochi, the Tree of Emptiness, that had taken root there. I'm still working on what these trees actually are. But based on the data about its internal gravitational field recorded during the battle, I think we can make an educated guess. Once the tree was cut down, the storm had been generating disappeared. You were finally able to pick up my broadcast from the Wandering Sea. From there, you decided to make a beeline for the North Sea. But on the way, you ran into another obstacle. The Scandinavian Lost Belt, a history stuck in perpetual twilight after Ragnarok went awry. When I first saw you had lost the Paper Moon, I might have maybe... When I first saw you had lost the Paper Moon, I might have maybe screamed a little bit. And it was very unbecoming of an Eltnum. So you can imagine my relief when I found you had recovered it. Then you went on to face Kahaskadi, the king of the Scandinavian Lost Belt, and were able to cut down its Tree of Emptiness sombrero, an impressive track record. After that, a Bayer-damaged Shadow Border finally arrived at the North Sea and made its way inside the Wandering Sea. That's a pretty short. And now here we are. Did I get all that? Do you have logs other than the ones on the border? Oh, now that I think about it. You found Survivor's Journal? Failed to mention it. Let me see that. So there are some people lucky or maybe unlucky enough to escape bleaching. It also says the attack lasted for 3 months. Although, no, not a problem exactly. It's just odd that whoever wrote this decided to record it on paper. Exactly, and that's why I find it odd that these letters were not written in ink or pencil. It is as though they were burned into the paper or something like paper. Does this mean there was some kind of power plant there after all? Well, we can work on that later once we have more information. So you have been inside 2 Lost Belts now and experienced the differences from proper human history yourselves. These Lost Belts are dead-end timelines that were pruned away by human history itself once they were deemed unworthy of being allowed to continue. For example, the Russian Lost Belt diverged from proper human history in the year AD 1570. You keep thinking of Sion from League when you hear her name? or when you see her name? Okay. A Lost Belt's strength or threat really is not much of a matter of its age, but how much it differs from proper human history. The Yaga may have been physically different from mankind, but their lifestyle, culture were still carried over from proper human history. But in contrast, the people in Scandinavia have led peaceful lives, but their society was essentially being kept on life support. So given what we know from these two, I decided to come up with a metric that we could use to rank and compare the Lost Belts. I call it their Lost Belt depth. The greater the Lost Belt depth, the more strongly it refutes proper human history. So what was the Lost Belt depth of the 2 we've seen so far? I went ahead and assigned preliminary Lost Belt depth rankings for all 7 of the Lost Belts. Oh yeah, this makes it nice and clear. You Atlas Institute people really do work fast. As you can see, there are 3 Lost Belts in Europe. Okay, 1, 2, 3. 2 in Asia, 1, 2. 1 in South America, and then 1 in the middle of the Atlantic. That Lost Belt is the only one place on Earth it still has an ocean from before the world was reset. Wait, scratch that. I forgot about the Wandering Sea. We still have oceans too, obviously. Never mind that. Did you say the Atlantic? There can't possibly be a Lost Belt in the middle of the Atlantic. There's never been any inhabitants on the middle of the ocean in all in recorded history. Well, there are now. In fact, the Atlantic Lost Belt is our ultimate objective. That is the one spreading its tree of emptiness branches throughout the Earth's atmosphere. And I have a good cause to believe it's where we will find the Cryptors leader, Kristaria Wodime. The only place I can imagine it could be. You think is it really possible, Holmes? This sort of thing is your forte, isn't it? I can't speak with complete certainty, but if what you're thinking is correct, we will certainly have our work cut out for us. For one thing, we have no means of getting there, as the border is simply incapable of making such a long sea voyage. But there is another, more immediate difficulty. If there truly is a civilization in the Atlantic, it will be much, much older than any of the 4 great civilizations. It will have existed since prehistoric days, a robust, stable world that will have had over 12,000 years to develop. This lost belt is the greatest immediate threat to us, not to mention but the US Hope base. It's our duty to take the fight to him. The other lost belts can wait. We should be on our way to the Atlantic even as we speak. And I recommend that course of action as well. Unlike Russia and Scandinavia, the storm walls bordering the lost belts in China and India are not expanding, so there should be no danger in leaving them for a while. As for the lost belts in Britain and South America, Trismegistus calculates an extremely high probability that they will both self-destruct if left to their own devices. That's interesting. It's a poor fit for this world. I've been unable to confirm what is going on in there, but have compared a proper human history foundation of humanity. It's pretty clear that humanity there is on the verge of collapse. So it's unreasonable to assume that mankind in the British Lost Belt will go extinct within the span of months rather than years. When it's surrounded by a wall of light rather than storms. So that on the border too, came to the conclusion that it's best for us to stay away from the British Isles. The last is the South American Lost Belt. While it appears to have a depth high value to its Lost Belt depth, I cannot seem to get any clearer information. So I can only conclude that its civilization is just about dead and gone. And that in turn means that even among all these bizarre histories, it is exceptional. And thus, not one we need to concern ourselves with as far as fighting with the others for dominance. So in short, your next destination is the Atlantic. To that end, we'll be making some extensive modifications on the border, and by I mean Da Vinci, with me assisting. However, since it will take us at least a month to finish, I would like to invite the rest of you to enjoy a bit of rest and relaxation here in the meantime. That goes double for you, Golf and CZ. Once we get our operations going, you two will be on the front lines, so you should take advantage of the rest while you can. Final battle in the Atlantic. Don't have to tell me twice. Indeed, now would seem to be an excellent time to recuperate. I must say, I've heard that every mage in the Institute was a cranky old misanthrope, but you've turned out to be the most considerate young lady. It would be the height of rudeness to turn down such a kind offer. Now then, I think I'll begin with a nice hot shower in my wonderful new office. Have this world saved in no time. Why don't you go rest up too, Senpai? I know I can't wait to see our new rooms are like. Yeah, let's check them out. Man, I'm kind of jealous, but if anyone deserves some free time, it's those two. Anyway, how about us, Sion? Are we gonna keep going with the meeting? I should warn you, even you might have a hard time modifying the border. Good point. Your designs appear to be similar to magecraft from the Middle Ages, while mine are based on cutting-edge alchemy. We could well up in having incompatible design philosophies. But never mind that. Truthfully, I'm much more interested in that exoskeleton. I think you called it the Ordinax? Mash's own spirit urgent tuning is perfect, but the Ordinax still has a long way to go. I imagine it's pretty difficult for Mash to fight in that, am I wrong? Well, yeah, I had to build a lot of the Ordinax from spare parts for the border. And I'd just been lying around, so of course it's not perfect. So what did you want to mess with? You know there's no way to restore her old defensive power, right? Of course, we could not possibly recreate Galahad's gift with Earth as it is now. So instead, I was hoping you might let me tinker with the bunker bolt mechanism. I mean, it does not have to be right this second, but I have something in particular I would like to add to it. Before we get to the Atlantic. Interesting. Before I got pulled into Transmegitus' development, I was working on a conceptual weapon related to one's natural longevity. Huh. They won't explain it more? Oh well. I guess, home sweet home? Just like being back at Chaldea. Sion and the captain really outdid themselves. Why don't you go check your own room, Ash? Oh yes, good idea. I was happy I forgot about that. I'll go take a look at that. At the room they gave me right now. There's no reason not to relax and enjoy yourself now. Good night. Night, Mash. See you tomorrow morning for breakfast. In the new cafeteria. Yep. Didn't realize how late it was. Once I let myself relax, it felt like exhaustion hit me all at once. Hey, foe. Good night. Looks like it's 1 in the morning. Gonna figure I didn't have any dinner. I'm thirsty. Foe's still fast asleep. They said the cafeteria should be ready now. I can't believe this, the nerve of that Atlas churl. Not only did he not have my director's office ready, he had the gall to tell me to use a sleeping bag at the dock until it was done. Captain he is, no doubt he's some pirate scum of a her. This won't do. I can't lose my temper like this. Be elegant. Breathe from the diaphragm, just like Tule's taught you. Captain may try to hide it, but his dignity is unmistakable. No pirate could fake that. But then, who could he really be? Just can't tell. If only I could ask him. But I can't do that. A commander must maintain a certain dignity. Tell us his true name already. Well, I better make myself comfortable since I'll be spending the night here again. Marcus. Relight. I had no problem remembering to make rooms for all my staff. Well, that... They may have their cushy beds, but there's still one thing I've got they don't. Midnight snack time. Go break into the new kitchen. Hmm. Do you raid the kitchen often like this, director? I'm not raiding anything. I'm merely having a midnight tea time. You're sharper than you look, aren't you? I never imagined anyone besides me would try to get a jump on the kitchen. Still, I do recommend your taste. To presume you were eluded by my sweet scent of butter. Oh, very well then. I've already had my fill. Here, you can have the other half. There's some leftover tea as well if you want it. That would be great. Thank you. By the way, is everything alright with you? And with the demi-servant girl, for that matter? Never mind. I could see you must have woken up in the middle of the night, despite being utterly exhausted. That can only mean you've been unable to relax your mind amid all that has happened. Well, I can hardly blame you. This must have been an arduous journey. Man with no military experience. You got MHX? Nice! Congrats! Just starting at NA? Well, good luck. You know, just try to... How long have you started? 1 week? 1 month? 1 day? But yeah, congrats. Saturday. Okay, yeah, it's either yesterday or a week ago. Okay. Well, my recommendations as with you starting out, you know, try to go through the story. If you have a berserker, you know, level them up. A berserker that can do AoE damage, you know, that will help you get through a lot of the early missions. Or you could use, you know, supports. Wait, okay. And of course, I trust that you will join me in pretending none of this happened tomorrow morning. Wait, once you've had cake and a nice hot, you should no trouble drifting off. Go back to your room once you finish that. Nice. And you see how right I am. Of course, trust that you will. Join me in pretending none of this happened tomorrow morning. Now that you've eaten the other half of the cake I found here, it makes you my accomplice after all. What do you mean by that? Exactly what I said, of course. I found this cake here with a note that said, "For CZ." I don't bother making excuses. Your friends baked it as part of the massacre welcome party they'll be throwing tomorrow morning, didn't they? Some nerve you lot have, throwing a party and not inviting me. I admit I was pretty steamed when I saw this cake with your name on it, but I calmed down quickly and decided to do the kind thing and taste it for you. Right, uh-huh. And for a moment there, I thought you were being a nice guy. You're an ass. Before I knew it, I'd eaten half of the thing. In fact, I just appreciated how delightfully sweet the cream is when you found me. Now then, are you all finished? Good, good. This makes us partners in crime. Director, you look kind of pale. Huh? Hold on, you mean you didn't know about this cake? And who made it? And more importantly, is it just me, or we're both looking off color? Also, I can't help but notice I'm feeling rather cold and dizzy all of a sudden. Oh, I know who made the cake. Unauthorized life form detected. Civilian personnel, please remain in your room. Security, please suit up and go to the command room. Intruder. Get back before you get hurt. There's a real nasty woman over there. Captain. This way, Director. Well, this is an unpleasant surprise. I never thought a grown man would stoop to stealing food meant for a child. In fact, you shocked me so much that I lost control with my presence concealment. It seems the one thing you excel at is getting in the other people's way. Would you agree, Your Excellency? I knew it. Tamamovich Koyenskaya. Impossible. How did you get into the Wandering Sea? Hold up. Run that name by me again. Trade secret. Tamamovich Koyenskaya. This was a trick I'm afraid I could only do once. And now, you've gone and ruined it, Your Excellency. Half a portion means half the effect. I can't believe my plan to poison him without leaving behind any evidence has backfired so spectacularly. Poison, poison, don't be absurd. I gave it a thorough taste to ensure it was safe. Between the buttery scent, the buttery taste, the creamy light texture, it was perfectly gourmet cake. If it had truly been poisoned, I would have spit it out on the first bite. I accounted for that too, of course. I made sure to use just enough, not even a mage could notice. Even when I went through the trouble of mixing it into a delectable cake instead of plain old water, just to be doubly certain. Alright, well, what's done is done. So it looks like everyone else is underway here, and now I'll take my leave before things turn violent. I'm sure you'll have no trouble figuring out what the poison was with Sherlock and Da Vinci here, but that's all you'll be able to do. If you want to actually neutralize the poison, well, you have no choice but to fight your little friends to the death again. Wait, fight your little friends to the death again? What? That should be quite entertaining in its own right. Hurry up and catch her before she's already gone. Never mind her now. Need to get you two to the infirmary. An emergency. Take Da Vinci and meet us inside the border. I'll do my best to cleanse the poison from them in the meantime. Okay. Just got out of the infirmary. Calm yourself. I'll get to that. It's been half a day since Koyenskaya's infiltrated our new base. We've done everything we can to treat me and Mr. Gordolf. Bluntly, Mr. Gordolf has most 10 days left to live. It's rather difficult for me to say, but he's essentially fine. I have poison resistance, remember? The poison remains in his system, but it will have no effect than a bad cold. Oh, it's a fatal direct. That can't be right. We both ingested the same amount of poison. Yes, but thanks to his contract with Miss Curielite, a rather potent resistance to poison. If that contract were potent, he would most likely be dead in an hour. Thanks, Mash, you saved me again. Well, of course, I'm honored to be helpful, but don't we still have to do something to help Director? Yeah, we do. Don't... Damn straight you do. What are you waiting for? You can figure out an antidote. They say genius recognizes genius, right? And you're two of the greatest geniuses in human history. Then put all of that genius to work and help me already. I'm terribly sorry for once. There's nothing we can do. We analyzed Koyenskaya's poison. I'm afraid she's chosen some frankly troublesome ingredients. Its base sequence does not exist on Earth 2020. As such, there's no way for humanity in its current state to reproduce it. Which also means that it's impossible to formulate an antidote. The base sequence doesn't exist on Earth 2020. So Trismegistus 2 is telling us, yeah. We did determine that the poison they ingested is some sort of natural substance, but we have no success in determining what plant it was extracted from. Shan Shui Ming Mai, or Immortal Decline, and the fact that it was used a number of times in the past. I can tell you that its name is likely Taoist origin, considering all its references to immortality, and that the plant comes from its medicinal, but unfortunately ancient poison. Let's go. If it doesn't exist on Earth 2020, then it's from a lost belt then. Not zero. Not to worry. That's what you've got me for. We may not be able to reproduce the poison yet, but it comes from China. So our next step is clear. Just because it's gone in modern era doesn't mean we're out of options. After all, we've got a whole different China we know nothing about, just waiting to be explored. A China that followed a completely different path than in the one in proper human history. So I'm absolutely, completely certain that we will find an antidote to that poison in the Chinese Lost Belt. Even if we don't, we can learn that it's made from. We can learn what it's made from by studying local ley lines. As luck would have it, I just have managed to summon the perfect guide for us. Come on in. This is a momentous occasion. The very first helper resummoned with Chaldea's Spirit Origin Graph. Very first helper? Faster than the wind, cuter than fire. This Lotus Spirit's charms even melted the heart of the Tai Yi Zeren. Crown Prince Neza. That intro, it was wasted on me. It's embarrassing. But I am honored to be the first resummoned. Ni hao. Happy day. I have heard what happened. You did so well surviving that. I will help you from now on. I will work 3 times harder to make up for lost time. Thank you, Neza. That's wonderful, Da Vinci, you beautiful goddess. I knew glasses suited you. Then you'll go to the Chinese Lost Belt to save me. Fantastic. The Atlantic Lost Belt can wait. Besides, we need to deal with all of the cryptors sooner or later. Prepare to go immediately, everyone. We're invading the Chinese Lost Belt to take back proper human history. The next Lost Belt. Okay. No, I understand how you feel, Master, but Director Gordo's life is at stake. We have to deal with all of the Lost Belts, no matter what may be waiting for us in them. After all, we're not wanderers. We have our own world with our own history. I know. Alright, I understand. I have no objections. This should be a good learning experience. Besides, you are still technically poisoned yourself. Just because it's not affecting you right now does not necessarily mean it will not later. We really should neutralize it. Wonderful, this is tremendously promising. What are we waiting for? Let's get the border ready too. Not so fast, there's something else we need to clear up first. How did Koyanskaya enter the Wandering Sea? We need to understand that so we would know it can't happen again. It should be impossible to warp into the Wandering Sea from the outside, since it's impossible to see in its coordinates. Coordinates are always changing. Yet she popped inside it like it was nothing, which means there must have been something she was able to use as an anchor. Just to clear up any doubts, Miss Xian, I don't suppose Koyansai was originally from the Wandering Sea? No chance. This was definitely her first time here. Then that leaves only one possibility. One of us summoned her. Or rather, more precisely, one of us possesses something with some connection to her. And I think it could be... Could be simple as a pair of gloves or a hairbrush. Whatever it is, I'm guessing it's something small that contains a fragment of Koyanskaya herself. Director Gordov, is something wrong? Yeah. Flashback times. I'm so sorry, Your Excellency. I appreciate your kindness, really. But I've been hurt too many times in the past. I just can't bring myself to trust anyone again. Even though I really want to. Yes, of course, I understand completely, darling. What? Rest assured, I am a patient man. I can wait as long as I must to melt the ice around your heart. In the meantime, you may use my connections as you see fit. I am not known as Music the Phoenix for nothing. After all, my passion is as hot and sultry as my namesake. It's very that one day my undying love will find the perfect mink coat to warm your frozen heart. Why aren't you saying anything? I mean, Your Excellency, I was just so touched by what you said. Here, Your Excellency, I want you to have this lipstick. Pretend it's me and keep it close to your heart where no one can ever see it. Ew. I know how awful I can be, so I'm afraid I may end up disappointing you over and over and over. But please remember this. If you swear to hold on to that lipstick forever and ever, I promise you that one day I will return to you, no matter what fate may have in store. Yes, of course, I'll remember. I have faith in you, Koyanskaya. I always will. Is that lipstick? You stupid thing. So it turns out it's actually Gordy's fault. Farewell, lipstick. Farewell, fond memories. At any rate, it's one problem taken care of. We finished investigating the base, removed all traces of Koyanskaya or anything she left behind. Correct, Miss Shion? Yeah, she had one shot at taking you out and she blew it. Non-venture guess she had none too pleased right now. But you know what they say, what goes around comes around. Oh, I don't have time to feel sorry for myself. Holmes, Da Vinci. As I was saying, we need to leave for the Chinese Lost Belt immediately. I trust the border is ready. We only have 10 days to find this plant. We can't waste a single minute. Come to think of it, are you sure we'll make it in time? I'm not done for, am I? Don't worry, you have thought about. We just need to run it by Shion. Shion, you designed the paper moon. Do you think it'd be possible to zero sail from here all the way to the Chinese Lost Belts border? Especially since I'm guessing the captain here is actually Shut it, Da Vinci. I can't stand for having people share my secrets. Of course, I'll keep my mouth shut. As long as you help us out, then that's all that matters. My estimation, a zero sail should let us jump to the Wandering Sea straight to China. We'd still have to worry about getting inside from there, but I figured the actual trip to the Lost Belt would take less than a day. What do you think? Nope, sounds about right. No wonder you're Chaldea's, or rather humanity's guardian. I would have suggested the same thing. You were just quicker about it. Atlas Institute will be glad to get you to the Chinese Lost Belt, right, Captain? I'm not part of the Atlas Institute, but I suppose I can help. I'll have you the Chinese Lost Belt in less than half a day. After that, it's all up to you guys. Alright, thanks, Captain. Guess we're all in agreement then. Okay, everyone, get ready to head out. I estimate you should have room in the border to fit supplies for about 15 days. I will open up the Wandering Seas dock in an hour, so please make sure you're all set by then. Your next destination is the Chinese Lost Belt. Your objective is to obtain some Xian Sua Ming Mai? Investigate the Lost Belt and completely cure your 2 poisoned personnel. Oh, and for the bonus round, you can defeat the Lost Belt's king, cut down the Tree of Emptiness, and take out the Cryptor. Wow, that's a bonus round, alright. As well as any hostiles you encounter, but try to stay calm. At this point, any difference in the you have had no matter. From this point, I hereby dub the Wandering Sea Chaldea number 2, Novum Chaldea. As Trismegistus is 2 caretaker, I will do everything I can to support. Alright then. Time to get this operation, this order, to explore and decipher Lost Belt 3 underway. Good luck with everything, and I will see you all when you get back. Alright. And I'm guessing that's the final part. And the Saint Quartz. Yay! Party heads to the Chinese Lost Belt in search of an antidote. Yep. So, that'll be... when exactly? So, feel like rolling? I don't know. If I'm gonna roll, maybe tonight. During the evening stream. Maybe farm some Saint Quartz from here in the meantime, maybe. Liz NDW, yeah, I want to start. There's no time to waste. Party heads to the Chinese Lost Belt in search of an antidote. Yep. Thank God for poison resistance. But yeah, like I think I'll finish the stream here for the afternoon, and then if I'm gonna do rolls, I'm gonna do more later this evening. I feel like maybe that would be a better time. There's no time to wait, but they said we need to wait 1 week. I know, right? It's weird. But oh well. But yeah, guys, I'll finish here. I'm gonna do more rolls for MHX later this evening, I guess, if I decide to do so. But yeah, that's that'll be I am losing my. Anyways, so yeah. That'll be it, guys. I hope you enjoyed the stream. We'll do more rolls later this evening, so I hope you'll join me. But yeah. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all later. Alright? Maybe I'll have better luck later, maybe. Who knows, maybe. But yeah, thank you all. See you later. Wait, is there anybody? I guess I could, I'll raid. I see Wraith online. I'll send the raid over to him. Alright, there we go. So yeah, sending the raid. See you guys later. Thanks again for watching. See you later this evening after dinner. Alright, bye.